Good morning, Vietnam. It's your man's and them Foul Sharpton, aka the Toothless Wonder, reporting on the Bamboozlers News Network. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, right? But yo, I've never seen a fire that don't burn up trees, yo. Now I just got privy, direct energy weapons, and I'll have to probably leave that out the title. But yo, I was thinking about how, and I seen little clips of course you don't know how true nothing is that you see with your eyeballs. But it made me think of that verse in Revelation, I think it's 13, where he talk about, I'm assuming it's the false prophet, and he's able to call down fire from heaven and bamboozle everybody in the sight of men. And I'm starting to think it's not really because they got these super duper spiritual powers on the left hand side, but it's spiritual power masquerading as ancient technology. You understand me? I think that's what it is, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever read like some of the what is it called, the apocryphal books or something, where it talk about when the fallen angels came down and slept with women and all that, they actually gave them technology. Like back then, during those primitive times, I'm assuming technology was like makeup to bamboozle men and entice men, making swords. Previous to all that, human beings ain't know nothing about none of that. The fallen angels or demons or whatever you want to call it, they gave them ability to do that. Just like now, with the, weather modification, and they're all U.S. patents on this crap. The biochemical warfare, the people in Switzerland slamming atoms together, trying to open portals and find the God particle and all that. This is technology masquerading as spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's wild out here, big. Word up. And then if I find it very timely how, it's so tripping, like, this don't seem like reality. Or it don't seem real, rather, but this is the reality that we dealing with. So I just came across some clips. Trump talking about, I don't know whether he want to conquer it or buy it, but he talking about taking over Greenland and Canada and renaming the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America in this area. I told, man, he done did a whole flip mode squad. I just felt like, on the second go round, yeah, the lesser of two evils, the perception thereof, right? But then I'm thinking, yo, this man is going to end up being to white folks or what they call them people, Christian nationalists. What Obama was to black folk, false hope. Now, I guess, we got a couple days before he get up in there officially or whatever the case may be. And now this man talking crazy. Where all this, you ain't say none of that on campaign trail, but then it made me think about when I read them Left Behind series books when I was locked up, because I found it interesting. Granted, it's based on the rapture that I don't believe happening, right? But it's pretty good, interesting read, and it makes this, and I know it's in Revelation where it talk about, I'm paraphrasing, that the kings of the earth will like render their power unto one man, or like the prophecy of the big horn and the little horns and all that. But whatever he's attempting to do with, North America per se, might fall in line with prophecy and revelation. Because it would be easier for the adversary to take over the earth if he only got to deal with 10 people versus, the presidents, kings, or whatever, every single country. So that might be the prelude to, like Alex Jones used to talk about back in the day, these plans for the North American Union. Under one currency, probably digital, a standardized constitution, if you will, set of rules and all that. Because if I already got, America, Canada, Greenland, whatever, Mexico, then I ain't got to deal with, 3 and 4 presidents and the various cultures. Because this is almost, I always say the plantation construct, or the corporate plantation is based on a plantation construct. It's like Satan is setting up his spiritual corporate hierarchy. And I guess they already got it in society, where though he at the top and then the shadowy people you never see, but somehow they done got all rich. And then underneath that pyramid is the celebrities and people you see on TV and You know what I mean? It seems like he's setting up the satanic corporation of Earth, where don't none make no sense, folks. I've been seeing this rhetoric about, you know, they use these people in high academia to basically articulate foolishness to you, talking about that the Earth is heating up because cows are farting, and I'm assuming, you know, expelling methane gas. I'm assuming. But cows been farting since cows been on Earth. But now all of a sudden they the problem. It's so hypocritical, right? How they'll fly all the way over to Switzerland about how to, you know, limit carbon emissions and all that. But they fly these great big, you know what I'm saying, 747 jets that spew all this stuff into the air to then meet up to talk about how to stop it. Yo, it's crazy. I done came out my little spiritual darkness this morning. You know what I mean? It at best, worst case, it might last about a week. But most times about 3 days, then I just cook up out of it, and I'm back on deck, you know what I mean? The spiritual heaviness is lifted. So I'm coming with this content more on a jovial type of time. But at the same time, I ain't worried about none of it. I don't care no more. I stay abreast of it. But now here's what's happening. If you're not conscious, you can experience information overload due to the fact, you know, it's like back when I was coming up, 90s, early 2000s, it was like, you know, these various events were like once every 6 months or every year. Now you have history-altering events every other day. You know what I mean? California on fire, Trump trying to take over North America. You know what I mean? I think they got another, I don't know if it's fake or not, some type of outbreak in China. You know what I mean? All the turmoil in the Middle East. I guess technically, if you want to be honest, we in World War III now. You know what I'm saying? But I know in that book, Behold the Pale Horse, it was like they had a chapter talking about quiet weapons for silent wars. You know what I mean? The moral degradation, the societal, you know, morality being you know, just influx based on the time, and you know what I mean? All this head. I seen a clip, right, about the California fires, and it looked like he was like a I guess an Asian man to some degree. He looked a little Americanized, right? And I guess he didn't know the stuff was on fire, but some woman at some other location talking about it. He's like, California's on fire? He was like, yeah, you know, da-da-da. That's what the news reporter's saying. He said, oh, man, it's all the... And this little Asian man said, oh, man, it's because of all the sweetness and the pedophilia. And they were like, oh, you're so insensitive. Oh, get out of here. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil. And it's amazing how it's almost like the scriptures is jumping off the page. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow. It's just so amazing to me, being a dirt road sociologist, just how they've been able to invert society and change people's belief systems and all that. And you know who the demographic who's most in the dark? Christians. That's amazing to me. People who have access to all the information are the most in the dark. Wow. What a time to be alive. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Good God of mercy, boy. It's just, I don't know, man. But I ain't necessarily worried about not knowing nothing. You know what I mean? Because worrying ain't going to, worrying ain't going to do no good. You do what you can. You prepare, as you're led. And just be easy. Because we ought to, I'm celebrating me, myself. Now that I came out my spiritual darkness. I'm celebrating. Not that I, per se, find pleasure in others, suffering, like the people in Asheville, North Carolina, nothing like that. These are all just signs of a fall of an empire that has done nothing, and it's our fault, to hinder us Negroids, right? Whether it was slavery, Jim Crow, how they co-opted the civil rights era, and then did it like they did during the Maccabean time and assimilated us into their culture. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we come together, they burn it down. They destroyed our family, those rat bastards. You know what I'm saying? Put the man and the woman at odds. You know what I'm saying? Children become, indoctrinated by the public school system and higher education. You go to HBCUs, you got pledged Greek. That never made no sense to me when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? They put drugs in our hood. You know what I'm saying? They co-opted, these organizations to stop, the man from busting you upside the head. They turn them into drug distribution hubs. You know what I'm saying? Let you run for a minute, then lock you up and take all the money. They've created these false idols and celebrityism. Now we come to find out they all Romanized and sweet. It's a lot. They done co-opted the pastor man, so he don't gotta pay taxes. This is ill. When you think about in totality, this game is ill. And I know the helping fields don't help. But I ain't gonna say they don't help. You gonna have to use whatever they provide to help yourself ultimately. You know what I mean? But these helping fields now breed codependency, drug treatment, help you get off street drugs into pharmaceutical drugs that are actually more dangerous than all the illegal street drugs combined. You know what I mean? Somehow with all these satellites that Elon Musk got, they can't figure out where the fentanyl coming from and stopping it. This is biochemical warfare on your own citizens. Like, we're down there, it feel like a prison planet. You know what I mean? Everybody jugging and finessing, trying to get, like, now it seems like manipulation is a standard way of operating. You know what I'm saying? In business, interpersonally. You know what I'm saying? And then if you meet somebody straight up, you be halfway, like, in the back of your mind, like, nah, can't be you. Like, then, like, you so leery of people. When somebody seem to be genuine, you extra leery of them because you ain't seen them in so long. Then you'd wonder if they sent by some agency or the adversary, and then you so good to be true. It's just you too much like right, and I ain't seen right in so long. I don't believe right exists no more, other than inside my head and inside my heart or the Most High. You know what I mean? And that be the thing I be struggling with too, like just being more open in general, because the sophistication of evil has penetrated every segment of society. So I'm under the belief it's wicked where I go at. I just might get sent somewhere and, be able to flow and operate. But that's why I've been turning down so many opportunities and cutting people off for the slightest, which ain't slight to me. Because now I feel like you ready to start playing, and my brain don't like the idea of being played. And then with my life struggles and journeys and, the people I've met and, from, times past and then, how serious it is out here, I don't have time for play. I really don't have time to be doing a whole bunch of talking. I don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's about something of substance or some business or some pertinent information. But just chit-chatting, I got to, like, carve out time to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to chit-chat. Now, I'll chit-chat with, like, the homies I met in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Before they say a friend is forged in the fire of affliction. Now, we can chit-chat, about various things and, how we get through various struggles or new information and, you know what I'm saying? But just talking, like I said, I find nothing in society fulfilling. Or, like, I like the Baltimore Ravens, but I can't remember last time I watched a game. I'll just wait till the game over, check the stats, and watch the highlights. I'm good with that. But just sitting down for 3 hours, watching what I would like to believe a scripted game, like WWE, do nothing for me. I ain't trying to escape mentally no more. I'm trying to deal with reality. You know what I mean? And that was one of the contributing factors for, me relapsing, because I couldn't deal consistently with reality. Not just reality of the world, but the reality of my situation that I put myself in due to my decision making. You know what I mean? It's easy to play the blame game, or if my dad was there, I wouldn't be like this and all that. But once I had to own everything, because I failed so many times, everything changed. Once I took personal responsibility for all the stuff that went on with me, even if I ain't have all the information at the time, all that stuff stopped happening. You know what I mean? Word up. But this is what I want to talk about too, because I be all over the place. Man, now from what I've been recognized it, right? But I didn't have something like a label to put on it. You know what I mean? When, they had these talking points of narcissism and covert narcissism and, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, right? So I've talked about, my child custody battle and so on and so forth. Now, I went no contact with the other parent, right? Because not by word, but by action, ain't nothing for us to talk about. I don't want to talk no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't about what you say you about. If something changed, you ain't going to notify me. Then if I ask you why it changed, you'll start talking about what I used to do 4 or 5 years ago. So we can never get a resolution. So ain't no point in talking. So that's how I had to go the legal route and all this here, right? So my mother actually does like the taxes for the family, right? And this is when we started having, struggles last year. So the first year, I don't know, what was that, 23? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She let me take the child or claim the child and tax. Okay, cool. All right, that's what's up. I kick her a little whoop-de-whoop back. All right, bet. So running up into 24, yeah, I'm thinking it's the same thing. But we started having issues about, me just asking her certain stuff about what go on in her household. And then whenever I ask her about her, she'll say, I don't want to argue. Which is her way of like not having to expound or explain the F stuff that's going on under her roof that she got authority over, right? But when it's the other way around, she ain't got no business arguing. You know what I'm saying? So we having little flare-ups about that, right? So I'm thinking as far as tax time comes, it's going to be the same thing. Now, we still was talking at the time or communicating, but it was a little fractured or whatever. So then my mother tells me, because she was doing everybody taxes. So she says, now she didn't tell me this. Well, the other parent, because I would have said something. But she was like, she wanted to claim the child on the taxes for 24. But because she didn't work or do something, she wouldn't have got what she was looking to get back. So instead of just telling me, because I'm thinking it's the same thing, she relays this message to my mother and then says, per our agreement, you can go ahead and claim again my child again this year and just kick me back, whoop de whoop de whoop. So I'm like, I thought it was the same thing, but then when something don't go your way, then you'll try to, see if I want to, get jiggy or break loose. But had you, been able to do what you thought or planned to do, you wouldn't have told me nothing. Then we could have messed around and got jammed up if I, granted my mother do it so she would have known. But I think it's the same thing. You ain't said nothing. And then the IRS see, 2 different people that claim the same child. You know what I'm saying? Just little stupid stuff like that. So now we have these issues. And this what kind of led up to the custody thing, right? So I'm like, darn, now I feel dirty. Cause you could have just told me that. Like, this is just regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then, again, when it don't work out the way you want, or you was ready to bust a move, you wasn't even going to let me know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, whatever, man. Shrug it off, right? But then we have these little, just little verbal issues or whatever the case may be. So now I done already claimed the child, whatever. But I'm tempted not to pay her. Cause I'm like, what they gonna do? Lock me up? It's my child. What are you gonna? And, you know what I'm saying? And there's no legally bond agreement saying I got it other than verbally saying I whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop. So I start not to pay her, and I was really struggling with that, But I said, let me just for GP here. Can't want to hear no mouth. You know what I'm saying? Here, take this, bro. Okay, whenever you do something to help people out, thanks. So then, I think something happened, whereas though we wasn't talking or something. And then we had issues, because my child was like 13 at the time, with cell phones and talking to boys and this, that, and the third, right? Which, of course, I give my articulation about woo, right? So the first thing she do is take the money and buy my child an iPhone at 13. Yeah, she was 13 by then. I'm like, what does a 13-year-old child need with an iPhone? I'm saying this to her. Well, she used your mother phone when she over there. And that's different from having her own phone. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you're not making no sense here. We just had issues with her talking to little boys and this, that, and the third. And it ain't on the up and up. And then you turn around. If I ain't know no better, I think you setting them up for failure. Well, I don't see it, and you know how it is with the sisterhood. I don't see it being a problem, so that's the end of that. Then what was crazy, I found out through a third party, and I felt super disrespectful. I'm like, yo, how my child got a cell phone? I don't know. I got to hear about it from somebody else. Everybody else got the number but her father. Man, so I'm breaks. So then I'm like, man, see, there you go. Then, not a month later, got come around there because more stupid stuff, police called. And I was like, man, I got to come say today again, but I've been, solved all these problems. So check the stylistic. I'm taking the scenic route. So check the stylistic. So talked to my mother yesterday. Now, mind you, I don't want no contact on her forever. Like, ain't no reason for us to talk. Whatever. I don't care what happened. The court can't make me talk to you. And my child old enough to talk for herself. And I told her that. But I'm not new, man. I'm tired of all the games, the flip-floppity, the manipulation, or, you know what I'm saying? We all right 1 minute, and then you reverse course and all. Ain't nobody time to be jumping around like that. So I talked to my mother, and mind the child lived with me, and I've claimed the child the last 2 years. So she tried to bust another move like last year, but I guess she ain't gonna, it ain't gonna work out the way she wanted to. So mind you, we ain't been talking. And then she relays a message to my mother saying, well, he, like, on some victimhood, well, he's blocked me so I can't communicate with him and da-da-da, but let him know if he wants to, take the child, it's the same agreement before. I said, nah, I ain't messing with that. I don't want to make a deal with the adversary. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about that money. I care about not having to deal with you. Because then that'll open up the lines of communication, or, oh man, I'm tired, I'm done. And like I said, you can talk, you can talk something, but you got to let them know by action you're not playing. I'm dug in with this. Tempting to hinder my child, like we got this upcoming court date coming up, right? She's still claiming that the child lived with her again to, I guess, keep control of any kind of financial or resource benefits that are associated with the child don't live with her. So I'm like, yeah, that all I need to know. And that's what I was talking about, like, and I would like to, like I said in the last video, I'm like, yo, I want to believe everybody got some smidgen in goodness. But the goodness they got is a illusion. They're good to put on a front, you know what I'm saying? But the fact she did that just let me know you ain't got no goodness. You too far gone. You probably reprobated. Ain't no sense of fooling with you. Because you're going to try to hinder whatever, and you know what I'm saying? And then I don't like the fact, I don't know where she get this from, like, you think you can dictate terms to me. Like, be honest with you, you scum. How does scum dictate the royalty? Man, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? All this, like I seen it with the Kamala thing, like, the crashing out for control that they can't handle and jack up everything around them, and it's crazy, yo. Like, ugh, I'm so tired of that woman, yo. It's embarrassing for us to be in court together. You know what I'm talking about? Like when I had to deal with the pterodactyl woman. That was embarrassing, yo. Everybody looking at me side-eye like, you try, and then you know how they super size it up, and then you're already a man, so you're already in a negative light by default. And then this woman who literally looked like a prehistoric pterodactyl, like Lou Alcindor, talking about I'm stalking her. That reminds me of the woman who they say started the Me Too movement, talking about the men was sexually harassing her, but her herself, she like KRS-One. Come on, I know some freakazoids out here, and some dirty rotten scoundrels, but man, come on, everybody saying you like a planet with a bunch of craters in it, you know what I'm saying? But somehow everybody harassing you and trying to get your cookies. Man, stop it. That's why I hate Babylon. Don't nothing here make no sense, yo. Just like when I seen the Bill Cosby joint, they talking about, I don't know if it happened or not, but they talking about the man raped these women, and now all of a sudden they remember 30 years ago. I mean, he might have, he might not, I don't know. But what tripped me out was, and granted 30 years later, but these women looked hideous. I'm like, you mean tell me superstar Bill Cosby had to drug and rape women, or grape women, that can't give it away? He ain't had to, you know what I'm saying? He ain't had to rape. It's crazy, yo. And then I'm still tripping off this Fox Sports News demonstration with the Joy Taylor woman running all over, smashing it. That goes on every day, B. It's just like, it's just, yeah. Like, how do you insulate yourself to the best of your ability around here? Because you're surrounded by nothing but jackals at this point. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is honorable, nothing is respectful. I remember back in the day, I seen a little stand-up jump, and the man was talking about like dating then. It was probably 90s, I guess, versus now. So he was saying how like back in the day, you in the club or something or whatever, and then you get to talking to a young lady, and she say, "Oh, I'm married." He was like, then the man be like, "Oh, my bad, no disrespect, excuse me." He go on about it, but he respect that dad, you know what I mean? Nowadays, she said, "Oh, I'm married. You happy?" No. You know what I'm saying? Well, she doesn't know. It's just so wicked out here. It's so, Now I see why the Bible be talking about being clean and, you know what I'm saying? Just, everything filthy around. I don't like filth, Now I ain't super anal on the cleanly tip. I ain't ADHD or nothing, but God damn, everybody filthy. Like, I be, like, when I started working at the job, I used to be real leery about people touching me, Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't touch me. You know what I mean? It's crazy, It's like the whole world has been indoctrinated into a satanic coven, whether they know it or not. You got people getting wrong, but won't stand up. You know what I'm saying? Or fight for themselves. Wrong me. Somebody gonna have to rein me in to not. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's so inverted here. How? It's like we champion victimhood now, but the courageous are looked at spitefully. You know what I mean? Or the person who like stands up against the corporation for malpractice or something, they the ones get slandered and you know what I mean, gang stalking and all this head. You know what I mean? But if you say they did you wrong and you can't get right now, you're on drugs, then everybody hug you. But if you get it done wrong and then you rise up, you're evil in this satanic corporate plantation. Everything but Bible. Satan was the original hater. Now I'm noticing, right, Satan's attributes are now becoming more prevalent in society. Like everybody talk about hating and have ops and all this. Satan was the first hater. You know what I'm saying? Satan was the first gaslighter. Satan was the first projector or use those tactics. You know what I'm saying? What did Yeshua say? You are of your father, the devil. You know what I'm saying? So these things you will do as your, you know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing again. That's what I'm saying now to a greater degree. All the attributes Satan got are now on everybody else. Just the jealousy. For nothing. Like they say, when he was Lucifer, he was the most beautiful angel and this, that, and the third. But he was still jealous of the Most High. And not only that, but then convinced a third of the other angels of the same thing. It's the same tactics and gang stalking. You know what I'm saying? They hating on you for whatever reason, because you the light. It don't really had nothing to do with it. It used to mystify me. I used to get hated on or try to get hindered by people that weigh more than me, and I'm struggling. I'm like, huh? What sense this make? I'm not understanding the spiritual component until I got walked into that type of information. But then they doing you wrong, but then try to convince everybody else you the problem. You know what I'm saying? Let me let this ambulance go past. But then they'll try to convince everybody else you the problem. Convince everybody you doing them wrong, even though you ain't done nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what you do, that's why you can't reason with the adversary. You just hit them with the word, tell them get behind you and keep it moving. That's why I don't feel the need to reason, because I've tried that. It don't work. I've tried reasoning or appealing to intellect or, someone's empathy or just heart. Oh, that's black now, B. Word up. So I don't feel the need to reason, intellect, have any contact with anybody who exhibits them traits. Just like what I was talking about my man DC Mo. I would talk to him down blue in the face, thinking eventually he'll catch on. Man, he too far gone. Now he'll say all the right stuff, and that's enough. Like they say all the right stuff, but do something polar opposite. So that's why I'm real key on. I don't really listen to people. I watch what you do, and that'll do the talking for you. You know what I mean? Like if you like with my other minds who asked me for $15, and said he was gonna pay me back, didn't. Granted, it's principalities of this. And then hop on and say, man, I need you again. Now it's been something different. Oh man, cuz I forgot to pay you back. Or, you know what I'm saying, this what happened and da-da-da. If you could, I greatly appreciate it. There was no humility in it. There was no, hey bro, what's up? You know, even trying to, you know what I mean, slow cook a mentor. Man, I need you again, yo. No. What happened to the last time? Now, granted, you know, things do change, you know, things fall apart. Oh, cuz, man, I ain't forget about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? This what happened, you know what I mean? Woo. See, what I used to do is I pay people back, and my classmate told me this. I pay people back just so the slate even, so I can come back and get it like 2-3 days later. But I do pay you back though. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't feel no type of way about it, but it's the fact that I went through the effort to make it right. And I ain't forget about you. It's not like, oh, I just think about you when I need you. But then when I don't need you, I forget I gotta pay you back. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna borrow no more or ask for no more than I know I can pay it back. Or got some way to pay it back. And let's say something go awry and I'm not able to do what I had planned to do, then I immediately reach out. Hey, cuz, I used to do this in the street. Hey, cuz, this was happening, woo. I know I said I was gonna pay you at 8, but I'm a little hung up or something happened. So what you doing at 9 o'clock tomorrow? Where you'll be at? And you ain't gotta look for me. I'll come find you. I used to do that in the street. That's how I used to sell drugs I ain't never had. Because I always came through on whatever I said I was gonna do. And people feel comfortable with me, whether they be, you know, wherever they at, job, street, whatever. So they feel comfortable that I ain't jugging in for nothing or I'm ready, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm probably gonna need you again. So I'm gonna have to establish that rapport, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you ain't gotta come look for me. Hey, cuz, I'm at the bar right now, yo. All right, I'm ready to pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? And the people up top, they're like, God darn, cuz, you the only nigga I know do that. Everybody else, you gotta look for them. Or you ever notice how somebody asks about, let's say, $20, and then you ask them about it, and they be like, oh, you worry me about that little $20? It wasn't a little $20 when you asked me for it. It's the lack of, like the words say. And I don't know if it's hearing about. That's why I want to see how it go in other places. Because this got to be the epicenter of it. But when they talk about people being ungrateful, unholy, truce breakers, despisers of good, is it just here? Because it seems like the way things are supposed to be done scripturally is practiced by people who don't believe in the Bible. Like the Muslim community, they have a better, you know, family, you know, situation set up and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? It's crazy, yo. The Asian man, you know what I mean? As far as just doing business with each other and, you know what I mean? Things that it seems like they practice, you know, the tenements, if you will, of the word better than we do. And we listen to it every Sunday. And Bible study on Wednesday. It's real on the battlefield, baby. I don't know, I'm almost at my destination. I just want to come with some quick. And here's another one. I forgot about this on the last video, right? Now, I don't know what it is with my algorithm or whatever, but I've been bamboozled again, right? So I've been seeing a lot of content from various content creators, right? Talking about how to get monetized on YouTube. Don't upload on the app, upload in your studio. Go on the Google desktop and turn this particular button on and or off, right? I've seen a plethora of content on my feed about this, right? But here's the tripping part. And they talk about how to make money on YouTube. It's easy. I don't know if it's clickbait, right? But upon doing the eyeball test, when I look at these people's views and videos who talk about how to make money on YouTube, they get the same amount of views I get. 100, 200 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? How you? But you tell me how to make money. But with 100 views, there's no way possible you can be. Again, this goes back into me taking financial advice. Not to say he don't have no knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But typically, I ain't listening to nobody unless I seen you do it and practice it, right? So the homeless man tell me how to make money. The YouTube man who got 47 videos from a video 3 days ago talking about it's easy to get monetized on YouTube. I keep seeing that Dr. Giselle Bryant woman She's the female creme de la creme of relationships, but she ain't in one, and turned down 2 marriage offers. What qualifies you to... The unqualified are the leading talking heads on subject matter they have no success in. Bamboozled again. And on that note, man, I'ma holler at y'all, man. One love, cover your 6. Ooh, ah.